Casey.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. As you can see, Rob's not here this week. He's off making movies and only God knows where. But what I want to talk to you about is the upcoming Casey versus Rabbit race. So back on the 29th of July, we had a rules meeting, and it went like this.
So, yeah, man, this could be fun, this whole NASCAR Corvette thing.
So we got some rules we put together, and I want to run them by you.
Okay, hit me.
All right, so I got Matt, the camera guy, with me, and we put them together with Charlie and everybody, and we've come to an agreement on our side. We want to see if they work for you.
Fair enough.
All right, there's going to be 3 segments. There's going to be a drag race segment, there'll be a road course segment, and a round track segment.
Yep.
All right, so the drag race segment will be set up in a match race. That's best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
All right, we'll use Memphis Street Outlaw rules, arm drop start, 1 water burnout only, a chase is a race, and first across center line or hits the wall, basically first is worst at that point. No,
Okay. Oh, and center line wall, yeah, I get it.
okay, no trans brakes, and it's foot brake only.
Sure.
Okay. The road course portion will have a qualifying run, a green white checker, and then you will have a 15-minute cool down, and then we'll do a 5-lap road course race.
Okay.
And then the round track, again, we'll do a qualifying run, green white checker, 15-minute cool down, and then we'll do, depending on how big the track is, around a 15-lap race.
We've got 3 tracks in the running right now,
Yeah.
and we're trying to find one that's a little centrally located between us, you know?
And that's actually what Rabbit with his challenge is proposing. His stock car against the Genius Garage Corvette and the Genius Garage students with the drag race, a road race, and an oval. Pretty cool. Now, the problem is we normally wouldn't do that, but there's a sponsor that wants us to do it. So our costs get covered.
When you announce a sponsor like that, you know, sponsors normally want a payout in a return for their investment. So, you know, you may want to think about what that sponsor may want on the side of that Genius Garage Big Bird Corvette of yours.
Teams will have 1 hour to make adjustments between each 3 of the segments. Teams will be penalized 1 second for each unapproved adjustment. Mechanical issues can be discussed and rectified without penalty if both teams are in agreement. You good with that?
So if somebody breaks, you can't fix it in an hour. Basically, we sit down and we talk about it. And we're here to race. I'm not here to, you know what I'm saying. So we're not going to be sticklers on that.
All right, now here's a big thing. No nitrous, no exotic fuels, or fuel additives allowed. No exceptions.
I like that.
Like all those good old boys in vintage racing that like to cheat. Oh no, Casey just said that people in vintage racing cheat. Yeah, with big stroker motors and thumpers. I think old Rabbit might gonna be sticking a big old, way too big old motor in it.
So I love the way Casey explains how vintage boys down south cheat their race cars. Well, Casey, when you allow us to make the rules, there's no cheating needed. We like to use a term in the racing industry called competitive advantage. If your race team's not doing everything they can to work in the gray area around the rules, you're running last.
So I just put on here E85, pump gas 87, 89, 93 octane, and 110 are the only fuels permitted.
I think we run 114 on ours.
Well, I mean, we'll do 114. We're good with that. Yeah, we'll work with
I
that.
they can run on 110, but I don't want to go redyno and find out.
No, yeah, no, we're good with that. Yeah, no, we're fine with that.
And I'm going to tell you this about good old boys down south in America. Ain't nobody knows how to build a V8 engine as good as they do. I'm telling you straight up.
I have to agree with Casey on this one. The good old boys do know how to build motors down south. Hell, I've worked with some damn good ones. Clements Race Engines, Ben Barnes, Harrington Race Engines. In fact, we have one that's just as good as they are, But we're not going to talk about that in this video. We'll let that kind of be a mystery until we decide to let everyone know.
No tire prep, no exceptions, and no traction control of any kind.
Yeah, we ain't got any of that anyway.
Okay.
We explained the rules. We asked you if you had any questions. We asked you if you wanted to add anything, and you said no. So, the racers we take the rules, we find the gray areas, and we beat that ass.
Now, a few rules about the cars.
Right. So, the driver, teams pick their own drivers. Driver must have certified helmet, fire suit, and Hans device.
That was, we got all that stuff.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you're sports car racing, you should have all that.
Right.
All right. Cars must have a 5-point seatbelt harness in them and be deemed safe by both teams for competition.
Sure.
So let's just say Rabbit's going to put something real big in it, which I'm okay with.
Whoa. Damn. I don't believe I said that.
In fact, I tell you what, Rabbit, since we don't know if you're driving or not, and the students said, hell, they don't even want to race you if you're not driving, I'll say this. You go put in a big old stroker motor, big block, monster thumper, whatever you want, but you got to drive the car.
That's all the rules we've got, unless you want to add something to it.
Well, so does that mean you ain't driving, Rabbit?
No, we've got a driver.
Oh, okay, you got a driver.
Yeah, we got a driver. I'm more of a pitch man than a driver.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, that's all right. That gives me more room to talk shit.
Exactly.
So Rabbit, I got real excited, so excited, he sort of glossed over those rules we laid down a little too well. Maybe sort of eBay outlaw too well. So I thought we'd lay down the rules just a little bit better.
Like, the only thing you can do is suspension, change your gear changes between all those, and they follow the deck.
Exactly. In your 1 hour segments.
Well, we got 15-minute segments in between, like qualifying and race, and the 1 hour. So any adjustments you want to make, I mean, 15 minutes ain't gonna let you do a lot.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I don't necessarily think it kind of makes it more of a circus to go like, okay, well, we're doing the drag race today. Let's switch over wheels and drag tires. No, let's go. Like I said, we run the same car for all of them.
Yes, we're running the same car. I mean, you can make your adjustments, obviously, that need to be made and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yes, it's the same car.
So as y'all can hear, the rules are being laid out. And this video we got, I think it was Tuesday of this week. Now here's the problem. Casey has started to try to change the rules. I get where he's trying to come from, but we still feel like he had an opportunity to express his concerns and add anything he wanted to do. We gave him the 114 fuel. He was happy with that. But watch this.
Okay, so obviously it's going to be that stock car against the Genius Garage Corvette. And you heard the challenge is going to be a 3-race sort of affair, drag racing, road racing, oval. And now here's the deal. You got to run what you brung, okay? So the one thing Rabbit glossed over were tires. You get 1 set of tires for all the events. You don't get to change compounds, you don't get to change type, you don't get to change nothing. You can adjust air pressure if you want. If you cut a tire or hurt a tire, you can replace it with an identical one. So what that means, Rabbit, you don't get to go putting on big drag slicks for the drag event and change to a different compound for the road race and change to something else. Nope, same one, run what you brung, okay? Same goes for us. We're gonna run our Hoosiers. They work well enough for us. I don't know what they'll do in a drag race or an oval, but we're gonna do that. So you gotta know that. Same tires, Rabbit.
He wants us to run 1 set of tires all 3 races. Now, ordinarily, we wouldn't have a problem with that, but Casey failed to add that to the rules during the rules meeting. We agreed that we could change suspension components. Well, any racer knows that 4 tires are pretty big suspension components when it comes to racing. Very important. Probably not going to let you have that one, but we'll let you know.
Which makes, oh, that's something else about the rules, guys. Also, you gotta run the same tires. You're not allowed to flare your car. They have to fit within the bodywork like this of the Corvette or the stock car, and you can't tub it out. So Rabbit, the only tub allowed on your car is what you got right by your belt line.
Casey, do I really need to go over this again? Sounds like you and the free lunch get along gang need to start doing your homework. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.